Well, that was a movie. What's going on, everybody? It is not your average Josh. Back here for a movie review, and today I am reviewing the movie The Munsters. Yes, Rob Zombie's The Munsters. It actually came out. Didn't think I was starting to wonder after that horrible trailer, would they just kill it? No, not seriously. But yeah, we all know after the trailer heard around the world, the trailer seen around the world, I should say. Yeah, we all know how that was received, and some people call it the worst trailer of all time. I remember watching it, and there was definitely a few moments where I was like, oh my god, that didn't work at all. And this is a trailer, there's no way that could work in the movie. And for the most part, that was true. I could sugarcoat it, but I'm going to go ahead and come out right and say I did not like this movie very much at all. There was parts where I was very bored. Parts where I was, and this doesn't happen too much. Because I love movies, I try and at least always pull something positive from it. There's usually something you can take from it. Oh, there's an interesting way they shot something, or whether it's an interesting way they did certain dialogue here, the way they, constructed a scene, or whatever. Maybe it's even the set design or something. But with this, I do see, I will say, I guess to kind of pay maybe a little compliment at first. I'm going to try and come in a little soft blow at first before I get too, not that I'm going to be really hateful about this movie. It just wasn't that good. But I will say there probably is going to be a certain amount of people that may find this may have a cult following with. There are, because this is such a strange movie, and I never saw the movie Cats, but I can only imagine this is somewhat in the ballpark of how they felt with that movie Cats. This movie, I never watched it, and I'm glad, I'm so glad I never watched it, just from all the things I heard about it. But with this movie, just from the beginning, I mean, I don't even know where to start, really, because it's so weird, so strange. I would really suggest you go watch it. It is too long, I will definitely say that right off the bat. Very too long, an hour and 49 minutes. And that's kind of an average, even probably less than average than I'd say the majority of movies nowadays. But there's just moments where you're struggling to find, okay, what's going to be the plot of this movie? As the movie begins, the vibe is so very different from what the trailer was, and that's cool. It's just a trailer. But then you end up going into some of the vibes. There'll be moments where the vibes you got from the trailer, they're really overly goofy, too goofy, not funny enough for how goofy it was, really was brought into this movie from the trailer. There'd be times where the goofiness was just, I appreciate Rob Zombie for trying, but it was just not funny, not hitting me at all. And again, it's subjective. Other people might think it's hilarious. And it was just too goofy, as I said, for something that wasn't funny. It was like it was riding the line between a spoof and also just a comedy, like What We Do in the Shadows or something like that. Like he was trying to do his own thing kind of in that realm, but it just was not working for me at all. There was a few moments where I laughed. I will say there were a few moments where I was entertained, a few moments where I thought, oh, this is a good idea, they should further expound on this, and then they go to a different direction, because there really isn't a main plot here. I mean, the main plot line that you're following for this movie is the romance that happens between Jeff Daniel Phillips' character, Mr. Munster, and of course, Rob Zombie's wife, Sherry Moon Zombie, plays the actress that ends up beginning a romance with the monster. But that's the main thing you're following, and I will say right off the bat, I just watched it last night, and I honestly don't remember any of the names of the cast of characters. I never watched the original Munsters, so I'm coming into this with that viewpoint. I'm just seeing this as an the original project for real. I probably should go check out the original just to see what that was like. I know there's definitely some references and Easter eggs in here, and maybe that could have added to my enjoyment in the end if I had seen that, because I know there was some hinting at it, some little meta humor going on with that. I could recognize it, but it just wasn't funny to me because I didn't know even about the original show at all. There might be people that appreciate this for that as well, and maybe gain a cult following that way. Again, who knows? Maybe there'll be a lot of people like this. I honestly have not checked online to people how they're reviewing or how they're reacting to the actual product. I just know how they react to the trailer. So I don't know any reviews, I don't know any ratings. Maybe this movie's actually getting a higher rating than I thought, but to me, just watching this, there was moments, I mean, in 2022, I will just say that there was moments where I was very surprised that this movie was still rated PG. Like there's a lot of this movie that's in color, and there's just a few moments that are with just sounds and the stuff that's happening in scenes where I'm like, and even some dialogue, even a joke that was really like, okay, this is like TV-14 should be like type realm. I'm surprised they got away with some of it at a PG rating. It also did give you a throwback to the older style movies, and that is one thing I will say. As much as I didn't like this movie, I do have an appreciation for what it was and the fact that Rob Zombie, he wrote and directed this, which not so much of a compliment from what I'm saying about it, but I do appreciate him trying to do something different. It's not that it doesn't seem like he's coming off as someone who hates the Munsters or something and is trashing on it and just making money off it. He does seem like he cares about these characters and trying to do something different. But just as I said, the main plot you're really following is the romance. And then that's really it in the end. There really is nothing to keep you interested in and enthralled throughout. Not that there necessarily should be something like so, heavily involving because it is the Munsters, but because it wasn't as funny or not funny really at all to me, then it becomes not that watchable to me, and that's all I'm going to say. I'm not trying to trash on it too much. There's not much I liked about this. I don't think necessarily the cast was bad. I think it was more of the direction of what they were doing. I don't think anyone was out of their element or anything, or out of what the movie was. I think they were doing what was in the script and what Rob was probably directing them to do. And so I can't really criticize them. I will say, I don't know how I feel about Sherry Moon Zombie being in this. Not that I hate it. Who cares? It's Rob Zombie. He's gotten to a point where he can make movies that he wants to, like this. And I don't hate that she's in this because, she's his wife. It is just a little, rubs me the wrong way a little bit. But that's just kind of, it's only because I don't think she was that good in this. There was times where, and maybe this could have been the directing for her, she would be really, really over the top in some scenes. But that, again, that was really everybody. There would be scenes where it feels like this is a play being directed with a camera and made as a movie or something. Like it was a play. And then there'll be other times, the majority of this movie, it's so hard to really talk about one thing. I'm just keep jumping around here, but the majority of this movie feels like it was shot as a bad Halloween TV special that'll be on your local news or something. That's the vibe I got for the majority of this movie, and I can't put my finger on exactly what it was. I'm not that much of an aficionado on the terms of filming and everything. I know some more of the basic stuff that a lot of people that love film know. Just the way the camera placement in each scene, the way the camera would move, it just felt like that's just the immediate feeling I got a bad Halloween TV special. And I hate that because, and this isn't me just trying to, soften the blow more, but I do really, really like House of a Thousand Corpses. I do like that movie, and I really appreciate the other ideas that Rob Zombie has. I didn't necessarily like his Halloween movies, but I just always appreciate he has a different mind when he's filming a movie. But this, I think, is just so different from what he does, and the fact that it's not good, it's tough, and I don't like it because hopefully he'll still create stuff is all I'm saying. Just the filming style, because it was filmed in that way, it was really offsetting and off-putting for me for a lot of it, I will say. It just felt like something that's going to be on, or that would be on, with on Halloween day when all the kids are getting ready, putting makeup on. No one's really paying attention to the TV. They're all getting ready, and the mom and dad or whatever's getting them all dressed up and making themselves to go trick-or-treating for the night. Just feels like something that'll be on in the background. No one really be paying attention to. When they do watch it, they'll just be like, oh geez, what the hell is this? And for a TV special, it'd be like, okay, whatever, it's on. But for a movie of Rob Zombie to put out, I just don't like it. And it doesn't give me that good Halloween feeling. There's a lot of Halloween themes in it, and monster themes, of course. But it just doesn't give me the good Halloween feeling I get when I'm watching movies like The Monster Squad or something like that I really love, a great movie. And, obviously classic movies like Halloween and stuff like that when you watch it, you're immediately like, oh, I want to be eating some Halloween candy, some popcorn, like feel the cool air outside. Like it just really puts you in that mode. It just wasn't good to me. That's really all I can say. I can't, I could go on further, but I've said the main points of my problems here. That there was really it didn't seem there was a direct vision of where it was going. It seemed there was a lot of scenes put in there that Rob Zombie was trying to make comical and a really good comedy moment, and a lot of it didn't land for me. And so then when really the only thing happening in this movie is this romance, the fact that they just incorporate these different things into the movie, like when the movie starts, you feel like, okay, this is it's old-timey place. And then you realize we're in Transylvania, and I get the idea that in Transylvania they would still live a little bit old-timey, but also have some of the modern come in. But it is a little just weird at first when you're in this old-timey place, and then all of a sudden you have Munster performing, and he's performing this like punk rock show, and then you have this moment a little later on where it's like EDM music, but then there will be a moment where you're watching television and it's this old school TV, black and white, and it's these old shows on. It was just a little confusing to me. I'm probably overthinking that part a little bit. That's just maybe me looking for something else to complain about when I'm already a little frustrated with the movie. The werewolf that's in this, I don't remember his name. I'm sure he has the same name as he does from the show. Like I said, I've never seen the show. He just, all his lines he was, just felt a little weird to me. That's all I'll say. I don't know. It just felt weird, like a little tropey or something about his character. He would just come and say these really cheesy lines, and the cheesy lines in this, I understood what Rob Zombie was going for. I just think if it had worked, this movie could have been good. If the jokes had worked, that's what this movie honestly is relying on, is the jokes, and none of them work. And then, as I said, the story and the setting, none of it really vibed with me. I was really just kept looking at the time. After about 45 minutes in, I was like, when is this going to be over? I feel really bad saying that because I said I really do like Rob Zombie, but yeah, I was just not into this movie at all. And look, that's pretty much it. I'm going to go ahead and give the Munsters a rating of a 2 out of 10. And I said that really slowly because I'm not happy about it. I don't like when movies aren't good. And, after seeing the trailer, I was a little like, okay, this could be horribly good. A movie so bad that it's good and fun to watch. And this movie just is not fun to watch at all. I want to tell my friends, oh, yeah, you should watch this because I want to know your reaction to it. But honestly, it's such a movie that I just don't like. I don't want to rail on it too hard because I did see what Rob Zombie was trying to go for. Just too many different mixing elements that didn't work. I hope he comes out with some more good shit in the future because I do really like Rob Zombie. But yeah, that's all my thoughts on the Munsters. My first Halloween type movie really getting into this month. I'm probably going to be watching a lot of different Halloween movies, and I will maybe try and do maybe a little special playlist or whatever. Yeah, this was disappointing. Not overly disappointing, I guess, just from the trailer. It's not. If you've seen the trailer, it's honestly it's probably gonna be about exactly the same as you think it's gonna be. And I will say one last thing: that one moment in the trailer that everyone knows, the lady goes woo and falls back. That was not any better. It was still very horrible. It was a little different, it seemed, than what was in the trailer. I think the music was a little different, but just the music choices. I'm not gonna go any further. I don't like to rail movies either because I've never tried to make a movie, so I know. Even not have ever even have tried it, I can understand that's just hard as fuck. I can't contemplate how hard it is. I've never tried. So it's tough for me to just completely be like, man, what the fuck was this guy thinking? But having seen enough movies now in my life, I have gotten more of an idea of what is good and maybe what you could have done differently. But in the end, I just think this is the vision Rob Zombie had, and this is what he was going to put out. Yeah, that's my thoughts on the Munsters. Be looking for more reviews soon. She-Hulk's coming out in a couple hours. I'm hopefully going to have better thoughts on that. I'm looking for Daredevil. Please show up, Daredevil. Fucking, I've been waiting. Not that I want to get on a She-Hulk tangent, but come on, Daredevil. But yeah, that will be coming soon. And then more movie reviews will be coming once I get back out to the movie theater. I got a bunch of fucking movies to see. I'm like backed up like 5-6 movies. Not even including Amsterdam that's coming out, I think, the next week. Yeah, Amsterdam's coming out next week. So there's a lot coming out. That is my review on the Munsters. I hope y'all enjoyed, or I hope y'all, if you've seen this, leave a comment below, and that'd be cool. If you're watching this, like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on my socials. yeah, do all that fun stuff. Yeah, that is pretty much it. I will talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching.